Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to Rise of Industry, a game that we're taking a first look at as it's entering full release rather than early access. We took a look at it before on the channel, and now it's time to take kind of a first look at what's new. I guess I'm calling it a first look because everything's fresh, and it's been a long time since I played, and so we'll have to learn together. First of all, this game has a lot of complexity to it, so if you're a big fan of like Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe or Transport Fever or any of those supply chain-like games, including Anno, this might be the game for you. In fact, we're going to have to build factories and farms and things in order to build goods to supply the people of this fair city, or many cities, actually an entire region, with supply. If you want to support the channel, what I do here, make sure you click or tap that like button, get her up well past 1,000 likes to show your support for these types of videos and these types of games. And of course, yours truly, welcome everybody. It's good to have you here. This game has a career mode, a scenario mode, and a sandbox mode, and a tutorial. So if you want to do individual missions or build without any money constraints and just make something that looks cool, or build a career where you can build up and up and up and up and work your way from bottom to the top, then that's available for you. Lots of wiki pages, as I may have mentioned. There's a Discord for them. There's video guides, managers for the mods, all sorts of different things. Game's available now on PC, by the way, for Steam. So if you want to hop on Steam and check it out, should be available now. We're going to start a sandbox game today so we can start fresh and basically just have no money constraints whatsoever and just build whatever we want. We'll start small and see if we can take a look at a couple of different types of industries and build something really, really cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, and let's start playing Rise of Industry. If you want more of a challenge, I would recommend then the basically the campaign mode or the career mode is the best way to play the game as intended, and then scenarios, of course, makes it kind of like, for example, oh, there's a shortage of wood in the region, you know, make 1 million wood planks per year or something like that, that type of thing. Alright, the map is very similar to OpenTTD, that type of thing. You may have seen games like this. Giants of Industry, I think, was another game, or Industry Giants, something along those lines. But this looks really nice, and it's got some really great graphics. I like the art style of everything. Looks really improved from the last time I've taken a look at things. Farmer's Market there, that's where you'll sell food to. Or you can sell it to the state by shipping things towards the edge of the map. Looks like we have no road connection until here. So it looks like we'll have to connect to this city there, Juno Ridge. Well, let's start over here. This is quite a large city. There's no transportation of people, hence the name Rise of Industry. So, you know, we won't be able to do big airports and that type of thing. It'd be kind of cool in the future if they made that a DLC or something like that or whatever. But anyway, let's begin. So we've already put down our headquarters, which kind of just marks our territory. And now we can get started by providing the people of Oberon, what they need. So they have a hardware store, a farmer's market, and a grocery store here. And at the farmer's market specifically, you can see each of their needs. So for example, actually click on the farmer's market here, you can see that they're purchasing apples and meat and sugar and fish and oranges and eggs and hops and cocoa. So those are things that we can make that are in demand in the city. And same with the hardware store. They're also buying things such as cotton or gas, etc., etc. And same with the grocery store, also preferring finished goods. So farmer's market takes more raw goods like apples and fruits, but the grocery store itself needs more completed goods like orange juice. So the more and more that you produce items and the more production chains that you have, the more money that you'll make. Yay, we all like money, right? Yeah, that's right. Woo! Alright, so let's get started then by building our first farm. So if we go down at the bottom, this is always basic. It's a great way to start, and it helps to pay for a lot of your business in the future, a lot of expenses and things. And of course helps to a city to grow, so that way they will demand more things in the future. We'll build a farm here outside of town. We can build a few different things, I think, onto that. If we click the first tab, we can add a field. In this case, we'll go ahead and build apples, since the farmer's market is requiring that. So we'll build like 4 apple orchards, and we can sell them directly to the town or to the state, the nation itself, for additional money. Alright, let's see. Let's build a dirt road. Dirt roads, of course, are a little slower, but we're going to build them anyway, just for aesthetic purposes. And, of course, then the urban road, a little more fast than that. And we can also build trains, too. So this will be kind of a brief look at what the game has to offer. But look at all these things that you can do. Coal mines, gas pumps, iron mines, lumber yards, drills, water wells, offshore drilling, that type of thing. Then factories, which can make paper mills or petrochemicals or automotive factories, and even bigger stuff like these over here, prototype facilities such as automobile factories that are mega. Look at that, absolutely gargantuan. A meal mega factory like a McDonald's Incorporated. There you go. Lots of helpful hints and things to pop up on the screen to help you at any time. There's a lot to do, and it can be definitely overwhelming, but the game itself is basically prepared for that and helps you out at any time. with a little tip and trick. All right, let's go ahead and build our water siphon over here. This is an area that will gather water. Actually, we better do it maybe near the lake where fresh water is. This will gather water for things such as the farm, because the farm itself needs to be supplied with water for it to function. So essentially, you deliver water, and they'll deliver apples. Let's go ahead and plop that down over here. So all the dark green squares are where we can build harvesters, which are water pumps. They'll pump water in from the lake. I built it over here instead of the coast because that might be salt water. I don't know if there's a difference or if they can filter that out at this facility. So we'll just try to put down a few spots for water pumps to go down. So as you can see, they'll need to be connected to the roads. So let's get those connected. We'll need to, we'll build a regular asphalt road this time. Connect everything up to the main highway here. And then maybe one major road over to the farm, because then we can bypass the city. Very nice. So I haven't seen the trains or anything in this game, but any time that there's a game where you can build trains and have huge supply chains going, I really like that. I like that a lot. All right, let's go ahead and unpause the game. Let's get rid of those tips and tricks. Okay, so it should take a little bit of time for these water pumps to fill up. It'll then have to be delivered to the water siphon and then be delivered over to the orchard itself. Let's go ahead and put down some vehicle facilities. Let's see, logistics. We'll put down a truck depot. Here you can find all the logistic buildings, most important ones. The warehouse automatically gathers and redistributes products. Yes, that's very important. Let's actually build the warehouse, and we will put that somewhere nearby for the farm. We'll build maybe a few more farms and things like that, but let's build it outside of town, maybe over here, so that way we can, right there is perfect. We'll go ahead and bring in multiple things. We can store wood here, we can store food here, whatever it takes to get to the city. That'll be a lot of fun. Cool. Alright, so that's going. Uh-oh, looks like there's building could not reach its target. Yep, so we have to set up destinations now. So let's click destinations. This is going to go to Warehouse 1, which is in range, so it'll be able to drive over here. And transport of a product, we're going to transport, I wonder if water is underwater. Yes, there we go. Transport that over to here. So we want Orchard 1 to be supplied with water, and then we want that to deliver to... We can actually change where this goes. Actually, the warehouse should be smart enough to redistribute that. Let's see. It's going to be farm produce, apples to town. Let's see if we can designate where exactly that goes. Let's see. Oh, there goes the trucks now. Excellent. They're already starting to bring water where it needs to go. They'll bring it to the warehouse. And then they should redistribute that over to the farm. Let's build a truck depot. I don't think we necessarily need to do that, but it'll look cool to put it down anyway. I like to see additional structures on the map. So these guys will go down to the end of the road. So now the warehouse is starting to be filled up. And we can see incoming products, outgoing products. We want to make sure that we're also delivering apples to Oberon, so we can make a little bit of money. And this is, of course, unlimited money mode, so we get to do whatever we want, which is really cool. A lot of the game is all about researching and unlocking new types of tiers, too, so it takes quite a while to research things and get up all the way to the top. So it is quite a fight. Let's put down another apple field. Oh, I think we can only have 5, it seems. Okay. Within that huge area. Well, that's really nice that they give you a big area, so that way if you build next to a mountain, you can build on the other side of it if you need to. So water is now being shipped into the farm. You can tell things are working because stuff will move. So, for example, in this case, you got the windmill there moving, or at the water facilities, you can see the purifiers spinning around, or pumps are working, that kind of thing. So it's all looking good. All right, you can see your warehouse is bringing in and sending out goods by looking at the income-outgoing tabs. Yep. So we want to make sure that we are sending out stuff. Use truck depot. Oh, perfect. We're using truck depot to use that. Increase desired amount. Let's go ahead and increase that. And we want to make sure that we choose a destination for the city. Choose destination for the apples. We want to set Oberon to be where we want to ship it to. So let's ship that. Commercial Oberon. There we go. So that's now shipping it to Oberon, to the city. But those people can only buy so much. You know, not a whole city's not going to eat an entire farm's worth of apples. So we can ship to the state as well. So that way we can make some more money out of town. So if we click on state, they'll ship it to the border, essentially, and that'll sell it to other cities that are off the map, essentially. I think for a lower price, if you can find more local, they'll pay much more. So there you go. All right, so things are functioning. Let's take a look at how it looks. So I think these are apples. No, that's water. They're shipping water to the farm. And then the farm actually might be shipping directly to the city, but we don't see anything like that. Not a multiplayer game, though. This would be a solid multiplayer game, I must say. It would be extremely fun to build on one edge of the map and a friend building on the other, and see who can build the biggest water empire or apple empire or whatever. I really like the zooming in, too. Look at how close you can get to some of these buildings. And look at how far out you can zoom. Alright, so that's the basics then of the farm. I think things will be shipped out as soon as they start getting full. We do have destinations here, so things should be shipping out as soon as the farm delivers it. It does need a little bit of time to grow, so they'll be on the way in no time. Alright, let's go ahead and... shortage of water in your warehouse. Oh, what? No, we should have plenty. Actually, a lot of it's just being shipped over there. So having a shortage in the warehouse, not a problem. It's going all to the farm. That's where we want it to go. All right, let's take a look at something else. Let's do some mining. How about that? Let's do some coal mining. Good old-fashioned coal. Now, I wonder if we can gather coal from anywhere. Let's see. Must be placed close to coal. So how would we tell where coal is? Let's see. There's rocks up on the hill, so that might indicate iron ore. But let's see if we can find out where coal is. Is it the darkened areas in the map? Ah, obviously oil is offshore. Oh, look at the beautiful skybox. That's nice. Some clouds. That looks really cool. Where can we find a coal mine? Wonder where we can actually... If there's a filter for showing where materials are. Oh, here. We can build over here for some reason. Ah, there it is. These little black rocks. That's what it is. Okay. So if we build over here, then we can start connecting everything up. I wonder if that's a lot of coal. We'll have to probably build additional mines onto that. So let's build this here. And I wonder where we can ship coal next to the city of Short. I'm assuming there might be a need for a steel mill, and there might be a city that'll buy steel. So there we go. We put the mines on top of the rocks that are darkened to bring that into the coal mine. So they must automatically use a conveyor belt system to get that back to the main storage facility. Okay, let's see where coal goes then. So let's see. What is the first thing? So coal obviously can be used for power plants. Can we build that in the game? Seems like there's something called pollution air purifier, chemical scrubber, water treatment plant. Okay. Factories, we have drinks, preservation. Doesn't look like we can build a power plant, I think. Home goods, that's really neat. Paper mills, all sorts of things like that. Okay, let's do another gatherer. Let's see what other materials there are. Sand and water, coal, copper, gas, iron mine. Let's see if an iron mine actually works on the rocks like I thought it did. It probably works on a different type of rock. So it works more than likely like the coal mine. Then a lumber yard, oil drill. Ooh, I want to see a lumber yard going up. I wonder if we can build a lumber mill anywhere else. Let's build that next. Lumber mill is going to be really cool. All right, I'm assuming that the coal mine can support things directly to like a... let's see if there's a steel mill anywhere. Toy factory, glassworks, petrochemicals. Really, I'm not seeing any sort of steel mill. That's surprising. Crops, livestock, orchards, plantations, and water towers. Well, that's a great way to support water tower. Collect, distribute water to a building in need without the use of root. Oh, okay, so you can use water towers instead of the trucks, too. So if you build that next to the farm, makes sense. All right, well, let's get the coal mine hooked up to the city, and we might be able to ship coal internationally if we don't see a power plant. Maybe some cities have a power plant. I'm not sure. I've not done coal before, so it's a good learning experience. And a lot of fun to see the building functioning. You know what they all remind me of? They're like Micro Machines play sets or like Lego play sets when you place them down. They just kind of have that look and feel to them. Alright, so it looks like we are getting ready to do something here. It looks like the trucks are moving out, moving around there, shipping stuff around. Let's build ourselves a warehouse nearby. And I think we can do that right over here. Perfectly on the corner. A nice autosave every once in a while, so if you do... crash, or if you get bored or something and you exit and then you didn't save, it auto-saves so you don't lose too much progress. Alright, now I think warehouse, let's see, transport of goods, let's go for raw resources, iron ore, copper, gas, coal, there it is. Alright, so it'll go ahead and pick that up, I think. Trucks should come over soon, and then they'll pick that up once they get full, more than likely. And are they within range? I assume so, yeah. I don't think they have to be within the circular range, do they? Maybe they do. But you have to be awfully close then. Okay, well, a good thing we can do is, obviously, we can always delete a building and move it closer if we need to. So in this case... Oh, what is this? A Zeppelin field? Oh, we can build airships? Is that us building it? Or, wait, what is that? That is cool. Hold on a second. What is that? Zeppelin stations use Zeppelins to move products across the map. No need for any network connections. Zeppelins float over everything. Oh, wow. So you can ship things via ship, trains, trucks, You can build a warehouse to store things, and then, of course, zeppelins, too. Well, that is just... Well, that's pretty epic now. Let's build a warehouse here. So I guess every major facility might need a warehouse nearby. Let's try that again. Request transport of goods. Coal. There we go. Ah, yes, and look at that. Coal's coming out. Alright, that'll store it for a while. I don't see any steel mills, which usually require coal, and I don't see any power plants, which require coal, but there's got to be a use for that. But it's cool to see the mining system work like that. Alright, let's go and try a logging camp now, and I wonder if it's in these thicker forests that we can build that. Let's go ahead and try one of those now. And let's see if they require wood here at San Juan. Looks like they require wood at the hardware store. And does that mean... produced at lumberyard. Okay, so logging camp, then lumberyard. That's funny because it looks like a log. So we don't... I'm questioning, do we need to build that or not? Let's try to build a gatherer first. Should be around here somewhere. Lumberyard. Lumberyard uses harvesters to collect units of wood from nearby trees. After harvesting a tree, it will plant a sapling in its place. Oh, and look at that. We can put it pretty much anywhere there's heavy forest. That's nice. Alright, let's put that... let's put that somewhere over here. There we go. Alright, let's plop that down. Events are indicated in blue. Oh, there's an event going on. A land auction. Oh, cool. Someone's selling land, so we can buy that for stuff. Construction alert. No harvesters. Yes, we're working on that. Okay, add harvesters. Oh, I see. So within here, we can add little... Oh, I see. So we build little logging camps like this, and then they immediately go back to the lumber mill. So everything's all condensed in one. That's really cool. And we can rotate with R. And we can build even more of those. But I think those 4 are good. That's really neat. I did not know that. So everything can go back to the lumber mill from the logging camps. That's really cool. So we build roads through the forest. Well, that's awesome. Alright. Now, of course, if we have a city that's more connected via water, we can build shipping lanes. In fact, I bet we could ship things downriver. So if San Juan needed to be connected to Oberon, then we could connect those two via boats and then maybe truck things into town between the two. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, so this town is directly buying lumber from the logging mill. So we'll choose a local destination here. And we will ship it to a local city, commercial. And the San Juan hardware store is purchasing that. And I wonder if D-Land is also purchasing wood. Look at that. We got 2 areas to ship wood to. Excellent. Alright, so let's choose another destination. D-Land. So it does it by distance. So from top to bottom, it's distance. So we can ship more and more of that as we need to. I think we can ship directly from this logging site, too. So I don't think we need a warehouse. But we will need a warehouse if we don't need to have enough buyers. And look at that. The trucks are all different based off of what you're shipping. So everything's not just in a generic flatbed. This one actually has the forks on the side of the truck for logging. So there they go. They're making their way into the lumber mill. And as soon as that gets full enough of logs, then it'll turn it into lumber. And there they go. They're shipping it right directly into town where they can do some wonderful building. Look at all these beautiful buildings. This would be a great game just for building a city. I don't know if there's a map editor or not, but I would really like to just design my own town and kind of use this as a diorama. There's the hardware store, and they're shipping it right in there. So, what does it say? 13 per 15 days. So every 15 days, they demand 13 of those. So the city must be doing quite a bit of construction. And another truck heading over to D-Land. Okay, very good. Oh, this city looks a little different. There's some more, a more well-to-do part of town. Yeah, there's a lot of high-rises. That must be a bank there. Or maybe City Hall. Really cool. Alright, well, let's take a look at another thing. Let's try to build ourselves a bigger factory now. There's prototype facilities, like the, the Automobile Mega Factory. But let's try something a little smaller. Let's try to make, what's an important thing? Automotive would be great, but we probably are going to need quite a few things to get that running. We probably need glass, rubber facilities, if those exist here, and probably steel. And I didn't see any steel mills here. Carpentry, paper mill, textile, toys, glassworks, home goods, petrochemicals. Maybe we should do some oil. That might be fun. Let's try a little bit of oil then and get that shipped in here. Ah, we have a fisherman pier too. Look at that. We can actually do... oh, and there's oil drills that can be put on land as well. Interesting. I wonder where we would find that. Ah, perfect area over here for more logging. I don't see any on-land oil wells. And I'm trying to watch if it turns green at all to indicate. Looks like it's all going to have to be offshore drilling. Okay, well, let's go up here near the city of... Wow, there's no city there. Oh, we're going to have to build like an offshore thing in the middle of nowhere. Alright, let's try that. Let's try an offshore facility now. Offshore drill well. So does this mean we can build it here? And then we can build offshore facilities like that? Or does this have to go offshore? Must be built on shore tiles. Ah, I see. There we go. Okay, so then we can build here. Has to be placed there. Then we can build some harvesters. There we go. Oh, and then the boats automatically will bring it back. Well, well. There we go. That's going to bring in a heck of a lot of oil. Alright, now I wonder where exactly we can use that. So oil and coal must be used to make something else. I'm assuming oil can be used to make petrochemicals. And then cities will probably buy those not only for gas, but also raw oil as well for maybe cars too. They will probably just buy it for a higher price if you do some sort of processing of it. Let's take a look at this city. Let's see, the hardware store. Looks like they require pure oil. So they're not buying fuel, but they are buying oil at the hardware store. And I'm assuming, too, if you get to a bigger city, like we could ship via train to San Juan, we might be able to ship something a little bit more... Ah, there you go, gas. That's what they want, gas and oil. So let's make a train line for the oil now. Let's ship it all the way down there, because that's a big city. Oberon is a pretty big city, too, but San Juan might pay a little better price. Let's see Oberon. Ah, looks like they're just buying gas, but no oil. So let's try to do maybe both. We'll try to ship some from... to the petrochemical company and some straight to the customer. So let's see how this works. Let's do a little experimentation. So factories, petrochemical plant, uses oil and gas to make heavy industrial products like plastic tires and computer parts. Okay, so the petrochemical plant can create plastics. So that's what that does. So then what do we want to make oil and gas? Does this make both? This seems to just be making pure oil. So let's take a look at... let's see, maybe gatherers. So that's bringing in pure oil, right? So factories, where do we make gas from then? Paper, textile, toy, petrochemical plant. It says this uses oil and gas. It doesn't seem like that makes it. Let's take a look to make sure. Yeah, so it requires both gas and produced at gas pump, produced at oil drill. Oh, does gas mean natural gas? Like propane? I'll tell you what, that's going to be quite a cool thing. Hold on, let's take a look and see if there's a natural gas pump. Ah, okay. There we go. So that collects natural gas. Okay, so that's separate. So we can actually ship gas down there to the main city. But do they also accept any plastics? They might require plastic goods that are finished. No, grocery store. Some of these things might require plastics, though, to make. Like, for example, olive oil, that might be sold in plastic bottles, so maybe that'll be required for the recipe. A lot of things require recipes, so if you make orange juice, it's not as simple as just shipping oranges to the town. You'll first have to send the oranges to a facility where you also have to send glass to a glassworks and then ship the bottles to the factory. It's going to be a long production line. That's cool. That's really neat. So there's a whole nother resource. The only problem is just identifying from a distance where everything goes, but as soon as we get a little bit more practice, it'll be easy to find where petrochemicals or well, rather gas or whatever else comes from. Oh yeah, we were going to ship this via train. So let's go ahead and get rid of this facility for now to make use of that space for our train depot. So let's try that. Train terminal. Well, is there a difference here? Let's take a look. Train terminal. So it looks like there's only one, and that'll ship it out via this way. So trucks will bring it here. So it probably has some... Oh my god, is that a steam train? That is awesome. Trains move a lot of product and move pretty fast, but require train tracks to work. They can also suffer slowdowns if you aren't savvy with the track placement, of course. Alright, let's build a train terminal at the main city here, so that way we can see what the train system is like. And it looks like we can only build it... Well, I want to build it like this, but there's no road on this side. So I guess we'll have to ship it like this. And we'll have to remember that the road is up there. There we go. So that can connect to a warehouse if we need to eventually. And more things can come into the city too. Let's take a look at terraforming. Can we do that? I'd like to flatten this area out a little bit. Seems like we can't. Oh, we can also build bridges separately. So let's try train tracks now. So it looks like there's only one type of train. So it doesn't look like we can have like high-speed trains or electric trains. It looks like there's just trains. Okay, we want to build all the way up there. So let's go ahead. This is a lot of fun so far. This is exactly what I wanted from a game like this where you just set up networks. This is a very calming game, especially if you're just playing sandbox, but can be a very satisfying one to complete the scenarios too. Alright, I think we're pretty much good to connect here. We'll connect to the bottom one. And I'm assuming, I wonder if we can get complicated by building switches and things. What is that structure? Is that a... Oh, I thought that was a turntable. That's just like one... That's what a train track looks like, a bunch of dead ends if you just place it like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and have our offshore facility. Ship that to the local train facility. Is there a way we can do that? Gas pump, mines, How do we get it to go to... I want it to go directly to there. Well, I guess if we set the train up first, maybe they'll attract it over there. Let's see. So the train terminal has no products stored. And I guess the train technically can only go to where the line goes, but we could have multiple lines, so there should be multiple ways. Oh, look at that. Little pollution being constructed. All the ships putting back to shore. And it looks like we've got 20 units produced so far of oil. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get this done. So choose destination. Looks like there's 2 warehouses. No, I don't want that. So we can't tell it to go to the train station, but I wonder if we can have it go to the city. So if we try to have it go to La Carla, Short, Ember Grove Heights, what the hell is that? That's in Minnesota. That's where I live. That's really interesting to see that city there. All right, we want to sell it to San Juan, right? Is that the city that we were working in? Yes. Okay, so it should be able to ship there. So let's see if it's automatic then when a train gets shipped. So I wonder if this will be smart enough to take this from here and then from here down to the bottom. We'll see. Pathing alert. Cannot reach destination. Offshore drill 1 to Vircora. What is it? Vircora. Let's take a look. Destination. Cannot reach the hardware store. Well, of course, you can't reach it via truck, but it doesn't look like there's an option for me to put it on the train. Commercial state, pollution, warehouses. Maybe it has to go to a warehouse first before it's shipped to a train. Let's take a look at that. Let's give that a shot. A lot of learning to do, and this is definitely a game that's going to take a while to get a full grasp of, and there's a lot of content here, and a lot of really aesthetically pleasing art to look at. I like this whole isometric. I'm a very big fan of isometric art like this. And that's why Roller Coaster Tycoon was such a good game, because there's a lot of stuff like this. Look at those trucks go! Beautiful. Now I hope to see some trucks leaving the warehouse and going to the train terminal then. So request transport of product. Oil. Destinations. Oh, I see. We have to ship it this way. So let's see. Components, prototypes, livestock, raw resource. We'll go for oil, yes. And then choose a destination. So same thing here, we have to ship it directly to a city. So I wonder if the game will be smart enough to put it onto the train. We have yet to see any trucks leave. And then the train terminal, I can't... You'd think this would have a warehouse of its own, because it can go there. Cannot reach destination warehouse 3 in Vircoa. That must just be... because it's north of the city. So that's why it's called that one. Well, I want to be able to send it to the actual train depot. The train depot's connected via road. 99 units capacity. Oh, wait a minute. Use boat depot, use train terminal. Yes. Oh, so it should try to use the train depot. Doesn't look... Okay, so it does have to go to the warehouse first, because there's no option for train. Here it's told to use the train depot. Use train terminal. Let's try to increase capacity. I don't know if they'll ship it over there. Alright, let's see if the train route is connected too. There might be a problem with my layout. I may have missed a spot. And this is connected via a road, so it should be able to accept it and ship it to the hardware store in the south. Wow, look at how cool that train line looks. Again, I don't know about terraforming. It seems like you can demolish and destroy stuff, but I don't think you can terraform. Ah, there it is. Yep, there's terraforming options. There they are. So that's easy. Alright, so oil is just pouring in. That is awesome. So let's see. No product stored. Request transport of a product. Yeah, Warehouse 3's oil route, use train terminal. But what if I do this instead? Raw resources, oil. Well, let's stop that. Raw resources, oil. Oh, that's only shipping to it. Okay. Hardware store. Hold product until capacity is full. Max amount of stored. I can't necessarily tell it how to do that. Wonder. Well, there's definitely a tutorial for it. The game may have told me already in the pop-ups, but I was too interested in thinking it was simple. It's got to be simple. There's probably an easy option to do that, but it's not much more complicated than getting it to the depot. The train will load automatically and move between the spaces to sell. And I'm assuming, too, if we have a warehouse here, I wonder if they can... You know, what'd be nice is if they can go from train terminal 2 directly to the warehouses instead of having to have a third-party warehouse there, you know? All right, let's go ahead and request oil here. Maybe we need a warehouse at the end of the line. But it'd be nice if the train depots themselves had their own... it'd be nice if the train depots had their own storage capacity, which it seems they do. But they don't seem to work like a warehouse. It's just holding it there for the loading of the train. Okay, well, the wood is being shipped there. That's nice. And let's go ahead and do a destination. This might actually get it to work. So let's choose the destination of... where's the city? San Juan Hardware Store. So this might prompt the game to ship it down there to the warehouse, and then from the warehouse... They're like hub points, I guess. So let's go ahead and turn that off. There shouldn't be a problem with the pathing anymore. There it goes. Disappeared. Okay. Good. Well, I understand how oil works. I'll have to fiddle with that a little bit more to get it, but I do like the fact that we can ship pretty much anything via train. If we have a warehouse nearby and we need to ship wood, apples, and iron ore or something on the train, then you bring it right there and then ship it between the warehouses to other cities. And then it can probably be redistributed via trucks. I love it. Alright, let's take a look at some new stuff. Let's try a... let's see what else we can do for gatherers. So we've seen oil, we've seen lumber, we've seen a little bit of mining. Fisherman's Pier, that's pretty much like farming. Just basically make fish and then you load it into a warehouse and bring it to the town that is requiring it the most. We've seen quite a bit of that. Livestock, yep. Factories. Paper mill. Paper mill uses wood to make light industrial products like heavy pulp, paper roll, and books. Let's see if we can supply some of that to San Juan. And let's see, the hardware store probably doesn't sell paper directly. They require wool, oil, gas. Oh, that's raw rubber. Interesting. That has to be produced at the orchards, and leather too. So that's probably what the livestock farm is for. What is our biggest town? I wonder, there should be a sorting method. Most of these games have like a way to find the biggest town. So if we take a look... Oh, and we can also sell the oil to the state. So if we build a train line to like the edge of the map, I think that'll be a way where we can just directly ship the oil out to exporting to foreign markets, that type of thing. Alright, I want to see what else... Oh, you know, another thing too is that these cities start out very small, but when you supply them with all the things that they want, like soup and eggs and beef, then that's when they start to grow because they have the supplies that they need in order for more people to move in and get bigger, and then they'll have more complex needs. So that's really cool. Home Goods probably also uses... that makes things like stovetops and telephones. Oh, that's interesting. Home Goods Factory to me sounds like a furniture factory. Let's try a little glass smelter. Glassworks Smelter uses iron, sand, and copper to make heavy industrial products like steel, glass, and... Oh! Wait. Heavy industrial products like glass... Oh, it's called a Glassworks and Smelter. Okay, that's what that was. But that doesn't require coal? That's interesting. Let's see if that actually requires that. Iron ore and coal. Yes, it does. So that's what we were looking for. So if we ship iron ore here, then we can make steel. But the problem is who's buying steel. Probably none of these towns directly are buying steel, but they are more than likely going to buy something made of steel. Unfortunately, this town has just got basic needs like wool and apples, so nothing too complex yet. But as we go on, they'll want more complex stuff. San Juan is probably the best city in the game right now to sell things to. And remember, each map is basically random. It's all random generation, so not every game will be the same. And you can adjust all the settings at the start too, which is kind of neat. Fish, milk, yeah, so we got basic needs here at the farmer's market. The most complicated thing we could probably make is oil, and we're kind of already, well, we're technically shipping that there. I just need to figure out which switches to throw. Not too complicated, though. I want to see some more complicated things, though. And looks like none of these cities are buying them. But let's put down some of the factories and take a look at them in greater detail, because there's been a lot of care put into these buildings. So let's place some things down just to see how they work. So this is the mega, like the big meal mega factory. So this you'll have to ship chicken dinners and chicken containers and berry pies to in order to make pre-made dinners. So this is essentially like, if you think of the game Satisfactory, essentially what you need to do is first ship chicken and plastics to a facility. You can see there where it says produced at food factory. So it'll take fried chicken, cooked vegetables, and orange soda in order to make a chicken dinner, and then that's all put together in a bigger meal. So they're combining those three things into making a meal. So if you take those things together, it can make a pre-made dinner, and that makes a ton of money. So that's some endgame stuff when you've made some bigger stuff. So here we have our computer factory, and here we have our automobile factory. There we go. These things are expensive, but look at that. Interfaces, processors, and memory can makes a first computer, and then it's shipped out to all the other people. So really cool. The game seems to be taking place really like when you start, maybe the late 1800s, and then as the cities develop, more technologies are required, and then it goes into like the late 80s and early 2000s, basically. What's a carpentry center? Carpentry takes wood to various construction goods like wood planks, furniture, bases, office furniture. Oh, I see. So that's our carpentry center is actually our furniture factory. That's cool. All right, let's see the Zeppelin field. I want to see something shipped via Zeppelin. You know, it'd be hilarious is shipping like apples from one side of the map to the other. Let's take a look if we can put the Zeppelin airfield over here. So let's ship something like that. Zeppelins can't move that much product, but they also don't require roads or tracks since they glide above everything. Make sure you place this building near a warehouse to make able to make requests in its request tab. Yes, so everything does need to be shipped near a warehouse. So it's really, so logistics is more for shipping from warehouse A to warehouse B, and then the warehouse itself can redistribute to smaller towns. So let's try to ship apples from one town to another just for the memes. So let's go warehouse 1, and let's go ahead and deliver something. Let's choose a destination. We will choose... so Raptor's doing a Zeppelin airborne delivery of apples. That is awesome. That is like Uber Eats times 1,000. So let's go ahead and ship it from... so this is the city of Oberon to San Juan. And then we can tell it to do it specifically via the Zeppelin, I believe. So we want to ship it to San Juan. I don't see that on the list. Storage. Nope. Maybe to warehouses then. Let's ship it to warehouse 4 in San Juan. There we go. And then can we tell it to use specifically... We can't tell it to use the Zeppelin. Gotta be a way to do that, though. I hope they don't drive it over there via truck. It doesn't look like there's any roads to ship it over there. So it might know to use the Zeppelin. Let's see if it ships anything there. Oh, some covered trucks are coming around. That must be the trucks that are delivering things to town, and then they drive back. Very cool. And then you can rename everything as well. So if you want to call this one, like, Raptor Field or whatever, then you can rename all your airports and whatnot. So there are no airports for, you know, civilian transport, but you can transport things via Zeppelin, and that is super cool. So that's really good for if you need to transport a bunch of computers all the way across the map and you don't have money for a complicated train network. You can get a lot more money from shipping computers than anything else, and so you can do it that way. Plus, it's super cool to ship computers via Zeppelin. I certainly would like it delivered that way. Okay. So I just want to see if we can do that. Destinations, warehouse 4. Yeah, it should be shipped there. What does this slider do? Nothing. But anyway, there should either be an error message going on or the Zeppelin should be able to ship there. Because there's no actual road route connecting them. Oh, there is a road route. It goes down there through D-Land and then up here. Okay, so they are connected via road. But I'm interested as to why the Zeppelin's not being chosen. But there's a way to do it, obviously. So that's really cool. So the fact that you can ship things via Zeppelin wherever you want, if you want to do an Apple delivery, go for it. I guess it's because the warehouse is not nearby. So let's try that again. Let's see if we can... there could be... It'd be nice if there was a move option, not just a duplicate option. So I do need to put my Zeppelins within warehouse range. That's my problem. There we go. So that might start shipping now. Although it should have given some sort of warning. So hopefully things will be loaded onto the Zeppelin field now. Look at all those apples coming through. Still shipping out to the warehouse. Good. Covered trucks leaving now, going into town. And they're still shipping to town, so that's cool. So let's see, Warehouse 1 Apples route. Request transport a product. Already a request for that. See, it indicated here to use Zeppelin field as well. So they should be going to the Zeppelin field. But, I don't know. Because it is automatically going to the trucks, and it is connected now to Warehouse 1 here, to the Zeppelin field. Both of them should be connected. I'm obviously missing something, but I have the buildings down and the capacity to store and ship things. That's really cool. Some of these big buildings like that. Oh, looks like I can buy a company? Or what is this? Oh, there's a cost of terraforming reduced by 50% or 58% for 16 months near a city. Oh, that's cool. So you can buy that. If you're building a railroad, that's a great way to clear a lot of land and flatten it out. Really cool. There is so much to do in this game, including reducing pollution and connecting all the cities up and supplying everything. And I like that. It's really cool how you first have to grow a city in order to increase the needs that it desires. So you'll be starting out shipping wood and shipping apples and shipping oranges and basic things like produce and poultry and whatnot to the cities. Then they'll grow and their needs will expand into things like telephones and alarm clocks, and then you make those, and then computers, and then you make those, and steel, and all that stuff has to be provided. So there's a lot here. We barely even scratched the surface in Rise of Industry, but I played it before, and I'm happy to drop by and play it again. This, of course, was just to kind of show off some of the buildings and what there is to do in the game. If you'd like to see more of a complete playthrough and actually seeing more industry, I guess you could say trade lines or routes set up and everything working completely, we could definitely do that too. So again, click or tap that like button to support the channel, and thanks for subscribing here, folks. This game is now available on Steam. It's been in early access for a while, and I think it just looks great. So if you want to check it out, there you go. Go ahead and pick it up today. And remember, if it's not your type of game too, you can always use the Steam refund as well. So take a plunge, give it a shot. You'll probably end up getting sucked into this game for quite a few hours, I must say. It's quite a fun one. Wait, are there any hidden dinosaur bones underneath the earth? Oh, come on. I love when games do that. You remember those cutaway books from like the late 90s where they would hide like an alien ship or something under the ground? You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, just comment down below. I know what you're talking about, and I will heart your comment. Goodbye, everyone. Take care. See you soon. You are all fantastic. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for the support. Dinosaur Man out. Dinosan out. Arigato gozaimasu.